In this video, you will learn about using the Tower API. So what is going on? Well, Tower provides a REST API, and that allows controlling Tower from playbooks or directly using curl requests. So any client can perform actions using standard HTTP methods such as get and post and put and delete to interact with Tower. For instance, you can use curl -x get https towerexample.com/API-k. Before we continue, let's check what this is doing. So let me type curl -x get to https tower.example.com/API-k. -k is for the insecure request. And what do we see? Well, we get some generic API information coming from AWX REST API, API version 2. It's just version information, but it's showing that you can request the information directly from the API. Now that I'm demonstrating, there's one more thing that I would like to show you, and that is this: https://tower.example.com/API. And of course we accept the risk and continue. And what do we see here? We see that the API is browsable, and that is actually kind of interesting. So if you click on any item, then you can get information about these items as long as you don't require any authentication. Now the fact that the API is browsable is really something extremely useful. Just put it in your browser, click to where you want to go, and you can see at least the exact API path. So as you have just seen, the API is browsable, which means that you can put it in a graphical browser and investigate all of the elements by clicking on them. And that allows you to find any API endpoint just by starting to go to https towerexample.com/API. When using curl, you can also use JSON PP, which is JSON pretty print, that is producing readable or pretty print output. If you want to do that, you need to install Perl JSON PP, and then you can do something like this, and that will show it in a pretty way. Let me show you. So to start with, sudo dnf install -y perl -json -pp. So now I can use commands like curl -x get on https://towerexample.com/API/v2-ks, which is showing this. That's not really readable, and that's what we have JSON pretty print for. So JSON pp. And there you can see we have nicely formatted JSON output. So JSON pretty print is really something that you want to use when addressing the API directly. Now, when you are addressing the API directly, sometimes you will need authentication. So if, for instance, you use curl -x get https on activity stream, then you get an authentication error, and you need to specify --user admin password followed by the same, and that will provide information for you. When you are using graphical browser, you can use the question mark icon to get more information about these different resources. Let me demonstrate how we can use the Tower API. So here on the slide you can see all the steps. I'm going to demonstrate all of this for you, and I will comment and explain what we are doing while moving through the demo. So to start with, I'm using curl -x get --user admin password. That is taking care of the authentication. https://tower.example.com/API/v2/job templates, -ks for the certificate warnings that otherwise would prevent us from getting access, JSON pp, and there we go. This is all the job templates that we see. That's a lot of information. You might want to filter. Let me use grab name. And if you use grab name, then we can see the different job templates. So we have removed something, for instance. And we can use that name, remove something, and that's what we are going to do to use HTTP post and actually launch the job. So curl -x post. This is where we are posting. So we are actually writing to the API user admin : password, followed by this long path, https tower.example.com/API/v2/job templates. And then we need remove something. And we are going to launch it. So launch, oops, dash ks for the security options, and JSON pp, which will actually launch it. So here we can see it works with a job URL, and it works with the job ID, and this job ID is job ID number 51. And of course, if you work with the API directly, you will always be overwhelmed with information, but that is just how it is. Now that we know about this job ID, we can use an actual GET request. And let me do it in a little bit of a smart way. A GET request to go to the API v2 jobs /51/, which is doing what? Which is giving status information about this job. And just scroll up and you can see what has happened. And oh no, status is filled. So that needs further investigation, but that's not what this is about. This is about you can address any job from the Tower API and launch it directly from the command line. You can also do that from a playbook. Let's investigate that. So in order to run APIs from a playbook, you can use the URI module. The URI module is what you use to run a job using the API. And I have an example, launch Tower job in the default Git repository for this section, which is the Tower Git repository. Let's go check it out. So here is launch Tower job, and what do we see in launch Tower job? We see Tower Bridge. It's not the host we are using, Tower. So we see the Tower user, password, the Tower host, and the job that it is going to run, update cache. And then we can see the task which is set to launch Tower job, which is the name of the job, the URI, which is actually very important to refer to the appropriate URI. And then we can see basically all of the components that we have used in the command line command from the playbook. Oh, and do notice that you are using localhost because you want to run this on the Ansible control host. It's all about the URL that is used right here with the post method, which is reaching out to the Tower server to do the actual work for you. So Ansible playbook launch Tower job is what is going to do it for you. It complains about localhost, and we don't care about the localhost. And oh, it is telling us that there is a resource that could not be found. Requested resource could not be found. Status code was 404 and not 201. So what does that mean? Well, that means that we need to check on the actual Tower job. And the Tower job is now set to update cache. You know what? We've just done this, and we have just launched the job, and we are going to investigate that. I think I already know what is going wrong. We have the Tower job, update cache. That is not what we need. Look, this is what I'm going to start with. Grab update. That is what we need. So last update. Oh, I don't even have a job with the name update cache. It makes it even easier. So let's do a grab on the name. Hey, the error that was going on here. The playbook is referring to another playbook name, update cache. That's not what is going on. It's not a playbook name. It is a job name. So we need to work with the jobs. Let's not do vaulted. Let's do gather facts. Gather facts is a pretty simple job. In order to do that, we need the job ID. So gather facts is one thing. I also want to do the job ID, and the job ID should be something that we can easily get from history. There we go. Gather facts. And gather facts is showing me job ID 53. That's good. So we have gather facts and job ID 53. I'm going back to launch tower job, and I am going to replace update cache with gather facts to see how well that is doing. Gather facts. So let's run the playbook again. And there we go, and you can even see it works with gather facts. You don't even need the job ID. Gather facts is enough. The mental mistake that I made before is that I confused the job with the name of a YAML file. And that is one of the essential things in Ansible Tower. This is also very likely to make this mistake if you have worked with Ansible Engine on the command line a lot. You are so used to YAML files that it needs a bit of time to get used to the additional abstraction layer of the job on top of it. So refer to jobs, not YAML files. And this is how you can use API in Tower.